We went Monday.
We went Tuesday.
We went Monday.
That was awesome. Both games were awesome.
Yeah.
That was the loudest I've ever heard it. That's crazy. And we welcome you back into high school football here. Friday night football on Citrus Preps live streaming on YouTube. We're at Warrior Park where the Seven Rivers Warriors lead the Ocala Christian Crusaders 14-0. It's been a back and forth contest, and we're kind of all the other games are probably getting over with, and we're just starting the second half. We had an injury timeout, an injured player for the Ocala Christian School who was down for almost 30 minutes, and took him to the hospital. I not heard anything about it, but it looked like he was going to be okay. It was just precautionary. But welcome you back in. I'm Mike Deem along with my partner Brett Knudsen. We are ready to go here at Warrior Park. 14-0 is the score, and we'll see if the Warriors can put some more points on the board. But Ocala Christian had their chances, but couldn't get in the red zone and couldn't finish.
Yeah, a couple of turnovers were key. The big play really was that huge hit as Ocala Christian looked like they might tie the game up at 7. Then one play later, a little flea flicker goes for a touchdown, and it's 14-0. Before we kick off here in the second half, Mike, you mentioned a couple of the games have already gone final, and Citrus survives a little bit of a scare from Hernando, 7-3. They score midway through the fourth quarter to win that game 7-3. They move to 8-0, and they are perfect in district play, setting up a huge game next Friday night at home against Nature Coast. That will more than likely determine the district champ and the automatic bid into the state playoffs. Madison County all over Dunellen tonight, 35-8, and Springstead in the fourth quarter is leading Lecanto 40-0. So Citrus, Nature Coast next week, our game of the week right here, streaming live on YouTube here at Citrus Preps, which it should be a good one.
Definitely.
First, we got to get through this second half here. This one with Seven Rivers on their way, Mike, to 2 straight wins, and feeling a lot better about the last week or so of the season as they looked really good in the first half, running the football, dominated the offense and the defensive line, and if things don't change quickly for OCA, I think Seven Rivers is going to have no trouble. They've just dominated and looked really good doing it. It helps with a couple of turnovers. An onside kick gives you good field position. Just a good first half, other than just maybe 2 personal foul penalties I'm sure Coach Van wasn't thrilled with, but still a dominant performance by the Warriors.
Number 22 doing the kicking duties for OCA, that's going to be Daniel Young. He was a quarterback in the beginning. He's a freshman. It's going to be an onside kick.
Didn't go 10.
And didn't go 10 yards, so it'll be 1st and 10, and there's a flag coming in. That's what that's for.
Well, that's
not a good start for OCA.
No, didn't even go 10, and now the Warriors will get excellent field position. They started the game with the ball on the OCA side of the field after their own onside kick. This one didn't quite work out so well.
So Seven Rivers starts on the Crusaders' 46-yard line, 47-yard line.
Picked up flag.
Yeah, wave him off.
Well, I think he wanted to throw it for illegal touching, but OCA never touched it. It just died 6 yards after it was kicked, and so it was automatically Seven Rivers ball.
So 1st and 10, first possession of the second half, where the clock is not even wound up yet. Started it all, so just getting ready. 12 minutes on the clock.
They got trips out to the right, Mike.
Van and Richardson going to be looking to pass right away. There's a handoff, a draw play. Richardson right up the middle, the 40, 30, all the way down to the 25, inside the 20, up until 20-yard line. Good first play for the Warriors. Almost a 26-yard run for Richardson.
Yeah, it was a good job. They spread him out and then called Richardson again over that left side, maybe more of the middle, but they've just been dominating up front, and a good run by Richardson is, boom, just like that. They are almost inside the 20-yard line.
1st and 10 now for Van. Snap, handoff. That's going to be Richardson again, going to be right side, wide open, down to the 10, runs a move, puts his head down, and then touchdown, quite easy.
Wow, 2 plays. That's how you make him pay for failing with the onside kick and giving you good field position.
That was number 4. I'm sorry. That's Carmelo Cordero on the run. apologize there. I thought it was Richardson back in the backfield. Can't see those numbers, but number 4, Carmelo Cordero, sophomore, 5'7", 140-pounder.
Yeah, we said this game might be dominated by Seven Rivers in the second half because it looked like they were just pushing the line and OCA might get tired. And that looked like
exactly what you said.
Tired defense, and they just pushed them around. Huge running holes. It was only 2 plays, but it was huge running holes on both of them, and good job by Seven Rivers.
Aguero with the extra point. It is up and is good. That's going to bring the score 21-0. 11-10 left in this third quarter. And looks like smooth sailing right now if OCA cannot get some points on the board on this next drive.
Yeah, and now you wonder, does OCA abandon what they do and try to put the ball in the air, which, they do have a receiver that's looked really good. Joey Sanzone has looked very good, but I would imagine Seven Rivers addressed that at the half and the coverage of him because that's really it. And, running the football has not worked for OCA either. Seven Rivers is feeling really good about themselves. You get that first win last week, you come out, and I think a little bit of life was taken out after, the injury. It just kind of gets everybody a little down after you see a kid carted off on a stretcher and in an ambulance. But I think Seven Rivers has sort of regained their focus and intensity and playing good football tonight. Pretty impressed with the way their line is performing. Will they onside kick it again?
This is the bunch figure, and they do. They're waiting for 10 yards, and they topped it. They touched it before. We'll see if that's going to be recovered. I thought they touched it before the 10 yards.
I thought the Seven Rivers player hit it at about the 49.
That's what I thought, too.
I thought the official was going to throw the flag, but he threw the spot.
They're saying it's all the way back here. It is OCA's ball, and it's going to be 1st and 10. First possession, as they did say that they did touch it before it went 10 yards.
Yeah, that was a good call. I thought that was correct.
So 2 onside kicks to start the second half, and neither were successful.
No. Neither team wants to go deep.
We did find out who number 11 was and number 10. Number 10 is Jason Fury, and number 11 is Curion Green. This is Bloom in the quarterback position. Empty backfield. Blitz coming. Throws a deep ball right in the middle. Just throws it up, and it doesn't seem like his
the receiver got kind of tangled up a little bit, and the ball was overthrown to start with. He was just trying to put it out there for his guy to go get, which 81 is a big target for OCA, but he's not the fastest runner, and I think Seven Rivers was right there with an opportunity to pick that off. It's just overthrown so poorly.
Incompletion stops the clock. 10:45 brings up 2nd and 10. Bloom going to go empty backfield again. Last time they did this, they had number 11 in the slot, which they do now. Curion Green with a little flare pattern. He's going to roll out there, and he throws it right to Curion Green again, and that's intended for Curion, and overthrown and incomplete. Stops the clock again. 10:37, 3rd down.
Yeah, that's what we thought. They would have some trouble throwing the football, and the 2 passes, neither one of them have gone to Sanzone, which obviously means Seven Rivers doing a pretty good job covering him as well. And this is not OCA strength right here, 3rd and long, having to throw the football.
Like you said, that Sanzone is going to be the one they're going to look for here, probably on a slant pattern again.
Yeah, they've got Mario Aguilera out there on him right now.
Bloom is looking his way right now. Snap, handoff inside. That's Sanzone who drops the ball as he comes in a wide receiver little screen.
Yeah, turned up to see where the defender was and drops it, and so now it's 4th and 10.
They haven't punted yet, so
it
looks sure
like
they're going to go with it.
Well, maybe not. Looked like he was sending in a couple of kids that would be his punter, but not going to go for it now.
Clock stops at 10:20 in the 3rd quarter.
You know, 3 passes, all incomplete, and now Seven Rivers will have to stop a 4th.
And they got a blitz coming right up the middle. 5 rushers, and then that's 6 rushers now coming as they drop off. Throw it to Curion Green, who's got some running room, swings, and then
good tackle.
Tackled right there at the 45-yard line.
C.J. Phillips, good job there. He wrapped him up because he had some speed coming around the corner.
He did.
I think that, no question, is their best athlete, but a good job by Phillips to wrap him up short of the 1st down, and the Warriors will have very good field position. Again, first drive of the second half, they got it at the OCA 46. Now they have it at their own 44. See if that running game still continues to be wide open.
They only had 2 plays in the second half, and they scored. So
2 plays, 46 yards.
Twin backs on each side of Van. Snap, read, handoff, right up the middle. CJ Phillips again, who gets about 5-6 yards, and they're going to say just inside the 50-yard line of the Crusaders.
Yeah, I think, not to mention, we talked about the offensive line for Seven Rivers is dominate. There's big holes, and I think Seven Rivers just has a couple of more athletes, too. I think both Phillips and Richardson, just a little too quick for OCA to handle, even at that second level at the linebacker core, and they're going to have themselves a pretty good night if they keep doing this running the football. They'll have some big numbers.
2nd down and 4. Snap, handoff, Richardson pulls it out, and wide open, incomplete pass dropped as Mario Aguilera, who caught the touchdown pass but didn't catch this one.
Yeah, and he looked like he tried to watch it into his hands and then just did a quick spin to the outside, but drops it.
So he's at 3rd down as the clock should stop, but it's still going at 9:06.
Interesting.
Now we got a timeout.
The down marker was the far side down marker was in the wrong spot, and they have to move it back to where it was on the last play.
Okay.
They were giving Seven Rivers a few extra yards.
So it's down at the 50-yard line, 3rd and 4. Motion, that's going to be Phillips. Handoff Richardson, left side. He's got a big hole. Into the 40, 1 man to beat, and then finally powers his way onto the 30-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Warriors. That's
that little delay handoff that they've run a handful of times, and it's been very successful. That's the one we talked about in the first half, Mike, where and it only went for 3 or 4 a couple times, but you just felt like it was eventually going to break free, and that's the second time this half it's gone for more than 20 yards. Warriors in business again.
Yeah, they're moving the ball very easily against OCA. Van ready for the snap. Snap, pass, outside and dropped again. Aguero was wide open again, but the ball was underthrown slightly. It'd be 2nd down.
Yeah, probably should have had that, though. It could have corralled that underneath. You're right, just a little bit underthrown on that play. I think that's one of those calls, a short pass just to kind of keep the defense honest. I wouldn't be surprised if they go right back to the run right here.
This is the 6th play of the drive. Van with 1 single setback. That's going to be Richardson looking at a delayed handoff. That's going to be Richardson off the left side. Puts a stiff arm out, twists and turns. Gets all the way inside and gets the 1st down inside the 20-yard line.
Yeah, there it is again, Mike. I mean, I think there's going to be a hold on Seven Rivers, but 2 guys from OCA had a chance to tackle him, try to tackle him up high. He's, pretty physical kid.
That's going to come back, I think. They are walking it off. It is a penalty on the Warriors.
That's that blind side hit they're calling a lot more this season, and so that'll
be negate a nice run by Richardson.
Yeah, it's the blind side block that you see is usually the defender's just trying to get turned to see the play, and then you get hit with that block.
I used to love that block from the wide receiver position. It was just a fun block to do.
Well, it seems like, and it used to be one of those, as soon as that you saw that lineman or whoever it was squared up, you could hit him shoulder to shoulder and it was still okay. Now they've taken that out. I mean, they don't even let you do that. Even if he gets turned around and squared up on you, they're probably going to call it.
Van, snap, rolls to his right, looking, pressure coming. He escapes the pressure, throws a little wobbly ball, a little behind Aguero, I believe. Yes, it was Aguero, and incomplete. Clock stops with the completion of 7-10, 3rd down and 25.
Yeah, penalty hurt this drive big time because that was the 1st down, but that illegal block penalty moves them back. Now it's third, and they've got to get the ball all the way down to about right at the 20-yard line. So it's a 25-yard pickup needed here.
Van, 2 backs. Snap, handoff. Now as Richardson spins out, but it's not going to get the first down at all. And it'll bring up 4th down.
I think now you're going to see perhaps the first, well, it'll be the second punt, right? Seven Rivers
Second
did
punt,
have
yes,
a punt.
they did have a punt. C.J. Phillips did have a pretty good punt in the first half. See if they make a punt here. Looks like they're calling a play, really. And they are. They're going to try to go for it here. Not much to gain, like you said, inside where the 40 to 50-yard line when they're punting from that position.
Yeah.
Unless you're a really good punter.
Throw it up near the first down marker, see if you can get it.
Van rolling to his left, pressure coming, and it's dropped.
Yeah,
It's knocked down, and then there's a little extracurricular, but he picked up the ball, and then we got a late flag. And this is going to be thrown on Monty Van.
Yes, that was what probably should have been called a late hit. The play was dead. The quarterback got hit. You cannot do that.
Well, the only thing I would say on the defense of the player was that he picked the ball up, and he would look like he was going to run for a second, so the guy hit him, but he didn't tackle him hard. But I agree, it could have easily gone both ways. But Coach Van was not happy with that call.
Well, I think that's one of those. It's almost
or non-call, I should say.
It's almost instinctive, Mike. When you see your quarterback get hit like that, you assume it was late and unnecessary, and there should have been a flag. And you're right, it was.
When you watch the film, you'll see that
it happened quick.
We'll see what happens now. It's going to bring up 1st and 10 for OCA.
Yeah, so they get the stop, and then you tack on 15 more, which that's where the ball was right there. Now they've got to. They need to sort this out, but they're going to do it inside of a water break is what they're going to do.
We'll be right back after these messages. You're watching live high school football right here on Citrus Preps.
Sweetwater Homes is the premier builder on the Nature Coast of Florida, building quality homes since 1989. Whether you are looking for a retirement community, a home with beautiful natural surroundings, or a second home, Sweetwater Homes offers it all. We have various floor plans that take advantage of our unique area here on the Nature Coast of Florida, and our custom home planning can make your dreams come true. Visit us at sweetwaterhomes.com or call 352-382-4888.
Welcome you back. Second half here at Warrior Park. 21-0 is your score. 6:19 left in this third quarter. Kind of a slow game, but still got some moments to it.
Yeah, I mean, it looked like Seven Rivers was in perfect position to really put the game away. A chance to probably go up by 28 points. They were driving, had a first down, but the illegal block penalty moves them back, and they can't get it on 4th down. I'm still trying to figure out why there wasn't a penalty assessed after the turnover, because that's where the 4th down was spotted. But Seven Rivers not going to complain.
No. They're going to go back to the wishbone. Snap, boom, handoff. That's Green. He's wrapped up right there at the beginning of the end. Started the line and knocked backwards for no gain.
That kind of is the theme of the night on defense for Seven Rivers. I mean, we have seen a lot of 2, 3, 4 Warriors in there on the tackles. There just hasn't been a whole lot of room. And when there has been a little bit of green grass in front of OCA, the Warrior defenders have come in and made some good stops. It's been it's easy to say when it's a shutout, but I think by far the best defensive performance for Seven Rivers. They are keeping OCA's offense stuck in neutral.
And blitz coming again as they had a short gain for OCA. It's going to be second and short. Going to throw a ball to Sanzone. Caught! And another great catch, 2 feet in bounds.
Yeah, that's the guy you got to stop, and really the only threat there is.
Sanzoni with almost, I think it's 4 catches now.
Yeah, and not, super blazing fast, but he's a kind of a big body, stays out there, and I think the Warriors defenders just have not been able to get their head turned in time to look up, because they've been in decent position on a few of those, but they're running stride for stride, trying not to let them get beat, but not able to look back and possibly deflect that football.
So bring up 1st and 10 for OCA just inside the 35-yard line. Bloom's going to go in the shotgun. Switching it out. Scan zone, looking handoff Green. And he had an opening, but it closed quickly as the Seven Rivers defenders snapped him up and loss of about a yard.
Yeah, good job again. I mean, when they do have a little bit of a hole like there was there, good job of closing it quickly, and looked like that could have been an 8-9 yard gain and ends up being virtually nothing.
Clock under 4 minutes and 40 seconds now. Second and about 11. OCA has had the most success with going to Sanzoni. And we'll see if they try that again. One-on-one again for Zanzoni here at the bottom of your screen. Snap. And that's going to be Green. A quick whistle is called, and it's going to be line judge throwing the flag. And there's going to be motion on OCA. Ocala Christian has hurt itself with turnovers and penalties tonight. Clock stops at 4:10 in the third quarter.
Yeah, it hasn't been a clean game for Ocala Christian. Just really not enough playmakers, it looks like, for them. You got Sanzone, and the offensive line just not holding up right now.
Yeah, that Warrior defensive line, especially with the blitzes they're putting and the stunts coming up the middle, just dominating that front seven there. Clock winding down under 4 minutes now. Green is going to be Bloom to the Bloom's right. Sanzoni to the near sideline. Looks like a blitz coming again. No, they're going to back out of it. Looking, throws the ball across the middle.
Good defense.
Great
really
defense
good
there.
defense.
Coverage
that was three,
good.
Nehemiah Van. I mean, he, kind of put that inside shoulder into the receiver. Wasn't going to get called for interference. Got the hand out there and tipped it away. I mean, that's good, smart football right there. I mean, that's just even in the professional and college ranks, you see the guys thinking, I got to get my hands up there and try to pick it. That was just all I got to do is deflect it, knock it down, and that's my job. And that was a good job. He just knocked it out of the receiver's hands. Good defensive play.
Clock stops at 3:45, 3rd and 16 now. As Bloom goes back in the shotgun again, and with Green to his right. Blitz coming straight up the middle, looking, throws a deep ball to the far sideline. This may be picked off, and it is. It's intercepted. No,
incomplete.
They dropped it. As he had the ball in his hand, when it came down to the ground, he dropped it. Trying to see what number that is.
It was number
4, Carmelo Cardero, who had scored the long touchdown on the run there.
The pass was just, it was thrown so poorly that Cordero had to stop and then try to backpedal and got his feet tangled and caught it as he was going to the ground. And then when he hit the ground, it just kind of bounced up and out of his hands. Would have been at about the 15-yard line. So 4th down here, there's a chance that they can stop him and still get better field position out of it.
It's true.
But he wanted the pick.
As we all do. 3:32 left in the third quarter. Empty backfield now for Bloom. Snap, blitz coming again. Quick throw, and it's just outside behind the receiver, incomplete. Turnover on downs, intended for number 10. That's Jason Fury.
Well, and it worked out. They had the pick in their hand and unable to hold on, but one play later they come back and they've got better field position.
So 1st and 10 for Warriors. Van in the shotgun. Phillips and Richardson on each side. Snap, handoff. Richardson this side, and he is taken down by number 81 behind the line of scrimmage. That is Jet Bloom on the tackle.
I think you'll see a little more patience, though, with Seven Rivers. No need to really put the ball up in the air. I think they're going to try to run this one.
Single setback now for Van. Snap, handoff, draw play. That's Richardson, tries to find his way around, but a good defense by the OCA Crusaders. Number 51 on the tackle. That's Connor Williams. Clock now under 2 minutes and 30 seconds in this third quarter. 3rd and 11. Loss of a yard on that play. So Van looking, trying to get half of this distance. He got a two-step drop, throws a pass across the middle, and it's just underthrown in between, intended for number 4, Carmelo Cadero. Incomplete, stops the clock at 2 minutes left in the third quarter, brings up 4th down.
I think you're going to have to punt it. I mean, it certainly feels like it's total control and domination for Seven Rivers, but I don't think there's any reason why you would go for it here. Punt.
No.
Put your defense back out there who dominated, shut them out so far.
C.J. Phillips doing the punting duties. Number 10 going back deep for OCA. That is Jason Fury. Bad snap, but a good kick by Phillips. Going to take a bounce, and then Warrior roll into just inside the 30-yard line. It'll be 29-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Crusaders.
Put up the scores that we have so far tonight, Mike. Crystal River in the third quarter is ahead of Central, 14-6, and well, I mean, it's must win for the Pirates if they want to get into the postseason. Citrus Hernando, that has gone final. Citrus wins 7-3, sets up a huge game against Nature Coast next Friday night. Madison County all over Dunellen, 47-15, and Springstead leading Lecanto 40-0.
Here it's 21-0, Warriors lead. And they're going to go back to the wishbone, see if they can get Mr. Council to lead block for Mr. Green or Fury. Snap, toss, sweep to Fury. Tries to cut back. He does make a good move, and he gets all the way inside, or just outside the 30-yard line, about the 31-yard line. Gain of about 2. Brings up 2nd down.
It's going to be difficult for OCA to put together 3 drives running the football 2 and 3 yards at a try, but we saw the last drive they tried to put it in the air and it wasn't very effective. So they're kind of stuck in a rough spot right here. And again, you would think there'd be some urgency with the offense, and it's just
it's lethargic coming out of the tunnel.
Methodical at best.
Snap, Bloom, toss, sweep, and a flag. And it's going to be a good green run. All the way down to 45, maybe 50, 40. One man to beat, cuts back, and then all the way taken down just inside the 25-yard line. But there's going to come back, I believe.
Yeah.
We'll see what the call is.
He was running his little heart out right there. Didn't realize that it's all coming back. He's going an eligible man downfield on a run.
How do you call that?
I don't know.
I mean, if I'm coach, I'm running across the field.
I could see a hold because that's the side where the huge hole opened up.
How can it?
How can you have an ineligible downfield when you don't throw the football?
It's a toss sweep. It's not a.
Well, there's some.
Nobody from the Seven Rivers side has said a word. That's right. As I would not. But
no.
I'm not.
They know it was a penalty. They just can't understand that it was. Well, okay. None of us understood, but.
I don't know what that call was.
The officiating crew has been very interesting in some of the things that
intermittent, I should say, some way. Brings up 2nd and 13. 44 seconds and counting. Is going to Bloom under center. Handoff, toss sweep again. This is Fury. Going to cut back upside. Big run all the way down into the 35-yard line. Clock is winding down under 30 seconds in the third quarter.
I don't see how they can get a playoff.
I don't think they will. I mean, they have just set the ball down. Now they're moving the chain.
And you can see the coach has already just said, we'll go ahead and talk it over after the end of third quarter. I mean, we'll talk. It's only 21-0.
I know. You should be able to get 3 scores in. He's trying to get score. And we're going to roll down. It's now end of the third quarter. 21-0 here at Warriors Park. Warriors lead the Crusaders. We'll be right back after these messages. You're watching live high school football on Citrus Preps.
At Eagle Buick GMC, folks take a liking to our way of business. They love that we're family owned and family friendly. You get the best selection, the best price, and the best dealership experience. With affordable leases and incredible discounts, find what you're looking for, or we'll find it for you. And we always honor our military and veterans. Eagle Buick GMC in Homosassa, under the giant American flag.
And we welcome you back in. Friday Night Football here. We get started the fourth quarter, 21-0 lead for the Seven Rivers Warriors. And we've got one more quarter to go, and I'm sure that most of you that are high school aficionados notice that a lot of the scores have already been posted as final. We're just entering the fourth quarter. We did have an injury of a player, Crusader Sian Bloom. Freshman was down for about 30 minutes and taken to the hospital. He hopefully he's all right. We haven't heard any word yet, but it looked like he was going to be okay. But here, it's a late night for the football players as they had to get rejuvenated after the injury and then restarted. 12 minutes left here in the ball game. 21-0 is your score.
You mentioned that Lecanto final. It has gone final. Springstead wins 40-0. Hernando losing to Citrus 7-3. That's a final.
Toss sweep. This is a number 2. First run he's had all night. And number 2 is Jaden Rance. And run out of bounds there by number 8, Alex Eden. And number 74. I don't have his number on my roster.
Crystal River still ahead of Central, 14-6. That's a big one for Crystal River to just kind of stay in the mix of things.
Yeah.
I mean, because if you're just, the simple math tells you if Nature Coast gets knocked off by Citrus and Crystal River could beat Citrus, there's 3 teams with 1 loss atop the district.
Bloom with an empty backfield. Snap, 4th down play, looking, throws the ball deep over the middle of the end. Intercepted by number 2, C.J. Phillips, as it was intended for Jason Fury.
Yeah, Phillips has just been all over the place tonight, and I mean, looks to me like if he's not the best athlete on the field, he's one of the top 2 or 3. I mean, you could just tell he's fast, he's physical, reads the football well. I mean, and we've seen him run effectively. Has played very good defense. A couple of nice tackles. Threw a 60-yard touchdown. And, I mean, this is a kid, too, that, he played a little quarterback last year. Essentially, got beat out by a freshman, but is, don't pout. I'll run the football. I'll be a really good running back.
He's a football player. That's what he is.
Those are the kind of kids you want in your program that whatever you need me to do.
Speaking of that, he's right here on the sideline at the wide receiver position, and that's Richardson, who breaks some tackles and is still running, and maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage, brings up 2nd and 10.
When you think about what a difference really, a week and a couple hours makes for the Seven Rivers program. I mean, they're on the road last week, hadn't won a game, probably not feeling too good and too confident. They get a big win last week. They come back home to take on one of their rivals, Ocala Christian Academy, and dominating to this point, a chance to pick up 2 in a row, and good for the young men to sort of just stick with the process and with what Coach Van and his staff are telling them to do. It pays off.
It does. Bright future for Seven Rivers if you just keep at it and they have the numbers still participating. Blitz coming right in the middle, and Nehemiah Van escapes it and gets back to the line of scrimmage and then a couple more yards. Bring up 3rd down. So blitz came off the edge, and Nehemiah Van escaped it and got a couple.
And you talked about it earlier, Mike, just a freshman. And so three more years running the offense. Going to get a little bigger, a little stronger, a little faster. I mean, I think you can see this offense morphing into a whole lot of trouble for the opposition in the next few years when you've got a freshman who he didn't play like it. I mean, he throws the ball well. He finds receivers. He runs the offense. Confident.
Snap. Van looking. Sidearm throw. Hits his intended receiver. I believe that's going to be C.J. Phillips. And it is. He gets the 1st down.
You know, like that right there, Mike. I mean, that was a strong throw from, a freshman who's still going to physically develop. But that was good pace. Threw it to the outside of his receiver so he could catch it and turn up the field. Just, it's easy to say, he's a coach's kid. I mean, you still got to put the work in. You still got to be able to read the defense and make the plays.
And if you look at it, both backs that he's got there are juniors.
Yeah.
They'll be seniors next year. And they got a lot of people on the line. They're going to come back. That's Richardson to the right side. Looking, cuts in. There's a flag coming in the backfield, and that's going to be a penalty.
The thing of it, too, is, Mike, you talked about numbers, and if they could just increase a little bit, they've really been in every game this year, or just about all of them. So you bring all the talent back that they have, and if you could, just find a little bit of depth that may have helped them in fourth quarter, they probably feel like, this is a 2-5 season right now. Next year, playing a similar schedule, there's no reason you can't flip-flop that and be sitting there, with 5 or 6 wins and chasing a division title in the Sunshine State Athletic Conference. So
yeah, one senior on the roster, Hunter Ramsey.
He's a good one.
Yeah,
he's a real
really
good player.
He's a good player.
And they're going to miss him.
They will miss him as the guard, inside line and linebacker. So, but they've got a lot of talent coming up. Van, snap. Handoff, Richardson right side, cuts back up in the middle. Some couple yards, get about 4. Brings up second down, I'm sorry.
I've never been invited to the Van house, but I'm just picturing Saturday afternoons that they're just watching the TV and Dad just, did you see that?
Yeah.
Did you see what the quarterback did there? No, what was this?
Yeah.
I mean, it's just constant coaching and Nehemiah just kind of soaking it all up because, he had a really, really good game last year. The last game of the regular season started as a 8th grader, and I think everyone was like, whoa, that's, pretty impressive stuff. And they said it was 4 or 5 kids tried out as quarterback. So it wasn't, coach's kid's the quarterback. It was a tryout. He won it.
Here's Richards again, right up the middle. Guy wanted to meet. Straight up the middle. Is he going to win? 30.
Wow.
1 man to beat. Can he get there? 10. We got a flag on the play, though. Is this going to come back?
Yeah. Receiver blocking downfield grabbed one of the OCA defenders, and it was a pretty good-sized tug to keep that run moving forward.
And that's going to come back, and that's a great run by Richardson straight up the middle. But all for nothing as he will move it backwards.
Yeah, just kind of could have just shoulder to shoulder him, but grabbed with the hand, got the jersey, and even for this crew, it was an easy call.
Well said on that. 7:15 left in this ball game. 21-0. That would have made it 28 or 27-0. But we're going to come back now as Richardson had. We don't have the stats here, but Richardson, if he had that run, he would have been over at least 100 yards.
Well over 100, probably closer to 150. And, a lot of it has been tough inside running, at least the first half. He would breaking tackles and physical. They've opened up a few bigger holes here in the second half for him that he's been able to run through. But even that was breaking some tackles. He's a pretty good physical runner, as you mentioned, a junior, and bigger, faster, stronger next year for him too.
Yep. Van with a single setback, 2 twin receivers both sides. Motion Phillips. Toss. Phillips, and he makes one back, but they've got him bottled up. He's going to reverse the field.
He's got room if they can get a block.
He's got some blockers and some room. He's going to come down to the 50, and a flag coming in. It's going to be a hold.
Or they're going to get that blindside block. Yeah,
yep.
I'm not sure which. It was the referee who threw it. There it is. There's that.
There's the Bach.
2 weeks ago, we didn't see that. Now we're seeing it every other down, it seems like.
We were just notified up here that it's 2 for 1 hamburgers and hot dogs. That's a great deal.
Yeah. Last week it was $5 pizzas at the end of the night at Citrus, and now you're talking a great deal on the cheeseburgers and the hot dogs.
Good meal about 10 o'clock. You come to a football game and you can get the best food at the end.
Just remember, don't make the mistake I made. I didn't bring cash. They don't take the card.
Right.
So there goes the 2 for 1.
Unlike the Rays. Monty Van across the middle. Caught. Good move. Number 8, right up the middle, cut down all the way down to the 35-yard line.
Alex Eden.
That's Alex Eden, his first catch of the night.
10th grader. Nehemiah Van looks comfortable. I mean, they don't have to be throwing the football, but that down and distance after the penalty they did, and he did a really good job. And the official wants to take advantage of the 2-for-1 deal. He's gonna
and they're going to take a water break. We'll be right back after these messages. You're watching live high school football on Citrus Preps.
At Eagle Buick GMC, folks take a liking to our way of business. They love that we're family owned and family friendly. You get the best selection, the best price, and the best dealership experience. With affordable leases and incredible discounts, find what you're looking for, or we'll find it for you. And we always honor our military and veterans. Eagle Buick GMC in Homosassa, under the giant American flag.
And we are back. 6:09 left here in this ball game. 21-0. Healthy lead here for the Warriors. And they are moving the ball. Another thing you'll see is that you got a lot of touches by different people tonight too. Eden just gets his first catch. Cordero's got a touchdown. So they're getting people involved, the kids involved that haven't been so far. And that's going to get them experience for next year. Van, empty backfield with Phillips. Snap. He's going to take it himself, straight up the middle. Got the cut outside, and he's going to get close to the first down. He's going to be right at the 35-yard line, short of the first down.
And I think now, if they don't get behind the chains, they're just going to be content to run the football.
Yeah.
Clock running, 5.5 to go. I don't think OCA is interested in, calling timeouts and trying to get them to punt or kick a field goal. They're ready to get on that great-looking school bus and drive back to Ocala.
5:20 on the clock. And Van's letting it go all the way down as much as possible. Snap. Handoff. That's going to be Richardson. Left side. Wide open. Can he get to the end zone? And he does.
Now that caps off a pretty good night, Mike.
And nice finish for Richardson. He got one long one taken back on a penalty. This one doesn't come back. No penalties, no flags on the ground. 5 minutes left, and we got a 27-0 lead.
Yeah, dominant performance by the Warriors. And you could kind of see it taking shape early on with that line just taking control, and they've just kind of pushed him into submission now.
Aguero with the kick. It is up, and it is good. So 28-0, 5 minutes left in the ball game, and you called it in the first half that Richardson and Phillips were getting taken down just past the line of scrimmage by the linebackers, and now there's just no help at all by linebackers.
Yeah, it was just little holes turn into huge holes in the second half, and good running by Richardson. Some good play calling by Coach Van. They've done a little bit of everything. I mean, you saw a flea flicker. You've seen them be able to pound the football, a couple of passes. I'm sure Coach Van liked to clean up some of the throwing aspect of it tonight. There were some drops, but and defensively, when they did get tested deep in their own territory, they came up with big plays and turnovers.
Well, there's some hard-nosed kids on this team, and that's the one thing that I like about it is they're playing both ways. Again, I've said this before. That's how I played, and I think that's the best way to know this game is to, with the specialization that kids are at now. I'm a wide receiver, or I'm a quarterback, or I'm this. You know what? No, you're not. You're a football player.
Yeah.
They're going to back it up now.
They're going to kick this one. Oh, no.
They're going to go pooch kick.
The double. That was pretty nice.
Yeah. Caught. Number 3. Got some room to run. Goes all the way across the field. Makes 2 miss. Swings around and gets hit pretty
smashed hard.
Right there at the 45-yard line. That's number 3, Dylan Tester. He's a freshman, 5'9", 125-pounder.
You don't see that kickoff very often as the kicker went to his right, and they had.
And that's a free
was
kick
it was
on
it
soccer.
Phillips the other one? Was it him who kicked a little pooch?
I believe
and
so. That's a
seen
soccer.
a little bit of
that's
everything.
a soccer free kick.
Yeah, I mean that
I like
was
that step over.
just
and-
run that. Yeah,
It was a step over and then a little curl into the back of the net. So we're going to go back to the wishbone.
See, I always got confused between the direct and the indirect kick. You know, I mean that
Gotta
that little
touch
touch
first.
always bothered me.
Yeah. That always hurts. As Carry-On Green is running the ball, but he's going to be stacked up for either 1 yard gain or they're going to say he will get it 1 yard on it. Forward progress. Clock is running at 4:29 and counting.
Donnell, in some credit, they're making a little bit of a comeback, or at least making it interesting. It's 47-21. Madison County still going to win the football game, but the Tigers putting up some offense, as we mentioned. Citrus, a final, 7-3 over Hernando. Springstead, 40-0 over Lecanto, a final. And just waiting for the final from down in Brooksville as Central was trailing Crystal River 14-6 last update we received.
Some new running back in for OCA. I believe that's number 5. I'm sorry, 3, Dylan Tester. And he got a flag from the far sideline judge.
Donnell at it again. 47-29 with 5.5
You
to
wonder-
go, so
you-
the Tigers aren't.
You wonder if they didn't take Madison a little lightly coming in, thinking that they're a 1A school and going to run over them, and all of a sudden they realize they're in a dogfight and how to get back into it.
Well, they've certainly shown they can score some points, though.
And that was a slant pattern intended for number 81, Bloom, and right off his fingertips, it looked like it was a pretty good pass by Bloom. Bloom to Bloom.
Yeah, his receiver wasn't either not ready or not interested in the potential
Just want you
contact
to-
afterwards.
Yeah, just want you to know that there's 4 Blooms on this OCA team. Colton Bloom, Jet Bloom, Sian Bloom, who's one of them that were hurt, and of course, no, that's it. Only 3, sorry.
3.
Yes, because Sian is done twice, sorry. So we go. Bloom under center. Snap. Handoff. Big Council tries to bully his way up, and he does get close to the first down. They're going to say he's just short. 3:20 in counting here in the ball game.
It ended up being a nice win for the Warriors. We talked about it as a rivalry game. You always want to knock them off, but now 2-game win streak as they try to improve their positioning for potential playoff or after season game. 8 regular season games before you get into either the playoff tournament or the extra games that these schools play in the sunshine.
Blitz coming right up the middle. They're trying to push it. No, I don't know if they got it or not. They did say they're going to do a right foot spot, and that's going to be
Looks like it.
first down. So they do get the first down with 2:40 and counting. Clock is stopped while they move the chains. Now it's getting started up again. 2:39 and counting.
Well, OCA, they're not going to pick up the pace now either. They're not in a hurry to get on the scoreboard. I don't think there's any question we will beat them to the parking lot. They're not going to be in a hurry to get out to the parking lot.
No, they might get a hurry to get to the bus. So who
Yeah.
knows? Bloom with blitz coming, and we got
That's-
movement on the
I
front.
mean, how do you not, how do you not call that?
Wow. That just throws it up for air, and it caught. 81 catches it. Bloom.
3 people for
Move.
Ocala Christian
Jumped
bobbed
up.
up and down, and the officials just stood there. Maybe they're on their way to the parking lot. It certainly would appear they're at least not paying attention.
155 left.
I mean,
That was so,
there's been
that was so blatant. It was ridiculous.
there's been some questionable officiating calls that we've seen a lot of weeks. There's a call here or there.
Yeah. You
I
can
don't
go.
think I've seen the sheer volume of poor calls on a consistent basis. I mean, it's just that was
135 left in the ball game.
You don't even have to have earned your black and white striped shirt to know when the ball hasn't been snapped and the offensive line bobs up and down. That's
blitz coming. Bloom looking, throws it low, incomplete. Stop the clock at 1:19. Brings up second down.
the good news. I mean, you know, in a close game, Coach Van would have been out onto the field for the third time. He might have been inside the numbers on that one, but you know, up 28-0. You just
he's got his headphones off anyway. He's not even worried.
He's going to let it go. He's just asking his coaches, okay, what are these guys' names again? Let's make sure we do not ever invite them back.
You gotta love high school football. 1:19 as the clock stops,
Well,
second and down.
Remember, there is an officials shortage.
There is.
So
I agree. Yeah, you're right. Give them credit. They're here.
They are. They've given their time
thrown
to
up,
do.
caught, and he could have had a pick. And there was wide open area for him to run that back, but there was dropped, interception, and incompletion stopped the clock at 1:08 left in the ball game. Third down and 10.
I think now if you're Seven Rivers, it's just there's maybe
Little pride.
3 or 4 plays. Yeah, get the shutout.
Get the shutout. That's the one thing.
28-0 feels pretty good against them.
I haven't seen anything going towards Sanzoni's way, so let's see if they're going to look for him, which I believe he's on the far sideline.
They look like they've got
2 men on him.
Yeah.
Double team him, throws it back shoulder throw, but Bloom.
And there's the referee watches the quarterback gets hit and says, no, that was fine. The umpire, 20 yards upfield, saw the helmet-to-helmet, allegedly, and that'll be 15 yards.
So it's going to move the ball inside.
Which is fine. You see helmet-to-helmet, I get it. You call it. But the head referee is 2.5 yards
away
from
that.
it.
Yeah.
And why, if both of them throw the flag, that's okay, no worries. But how is he
not seeing it?
Not seeing a helmet-to-helmet hit. That's a big mistake.
Clock stops at 1:01 left.
I didn't see it, so I don't want to say he missed the call. But if the other guy saw it, he certainly should have. Or the other guy just completely blew it, and it wasn't helmet-to-helmet. I don't know.
They do move it inside the 15-yard line, right at the 14-yard line. 1st and 10 for OCA. Clock is wound up, 59 seconds. Chance to score for OCA.
Hard time getting 2 plays off here with a minute to go.
Blitz coming, high snap, throws a sidearm to Ceylon Green. He's going to be stopped there, but he's trying to get away, but he does not get away. He's pounded into the ground.
Tackle him in bounds. That might be the best play of the game.
39 seconds left, and they're not going to call a timeout. They're just going to keep on trying to get it done.
Oh, no, he's going to call a timeout. Yep.
31 seconds left here in the ball game.
Well, they drove over an hour to get here. They want to get some points.
We're going to stay here and finish this out.
We'll put up the scoreboard again in case you missed it. Come from behind win for Citrus. They score with just over 6 minutes to go in the 4th quarter, and they only needed 1 touchdown tonight as they knock off Fernando 7-3. Springstead all over Lecanto 40-0. Again, not a final that we know of, but Crystal River was ahead of Brooksville Central 14-6 and still playing up in Dunellen. Tigers trailing Madison County 47-29.
That seems like a long game, too.
Yeah, I think Dunellen they were a 7:30 start tonight, so that may have been part of it like we were, but 70-some-odd points can make a difference.
Here we come, 31 seconds left. Ocala Christian down on the actual 12-yard line. They moved it ahead a couple yards. See if they can put some points on the board. The way they've been moving, this is probably the last play of the game.
I don't see how they get a playoff. I mean, incomplete pass perhaps would be their friend.
That's probably it, yeah. And Sanzoni is on the.
And he's one-on-one out to the right, isn't he?
Here. Yes, he is on the near sideline. They're missing a player for Warriors. So they get in there. Sanzoni one-on-one down here at the front. Now they're going to slide him out.
Had little bracket coverage right there.
Yeah, double coverage on it. Looking at it, throws it across the middle. Bloom! It's caught, and it is a touchdown. So with 23 seconds left, Bloom to Bloom scores 6 points.
Yeah, that's quality use of your timeouts.
Good throw by Bloom.
That was a
good
good
catch
throw.
by Bloom.
That's 2 slant throws he's thrown today that have been right on the money.
Mm-hmm. Well, let's see if they're going to go for 2 here.
We're taking it off the board, aren't we? They marked him
short.
Okay, now the official has.
So they're going to go for the 2 points.
Well,
23.5 seconds left in the ball game.
Well, we know they do have that onside kick in their bag of tricks. They can pull that out again.
Yeah, they could try that. They're going to go wishbone.
You got to give it to the big fella, right?
You got to give it to Council in the middle. Then we got a flag that's going to
delay a game. It's everything is. I know they're calling it against Seven Rivers. Okay, I don't know how that wouldn't delay a game.
I'm not sure what the call was.
I think it was offside, Seven Rivers.
Okay. So we're going to do this again, and now we'll definitely be giving it to Council. Snap. That's going to be a quarterback keeper. And snap, and gets through the middle, and he's saying there's no signal yet. Nobody is signaling that. There's a signal. And it is 2-point conversion is good. 23.5 seconds left. It's 28-8.
Well, the shutout has been taken away, but I don't think it dampens too much of the night for the Warriors.
They had a couple extras in there. Give them a little bit of experience. I can see that.
As we mentioned, 2 in a row, 1 more regular season game left on the schedule for Seven Rivers.
And we got to reiterate this, and I keep on harping on it, but you got to recognize there's 1 senior on this team.
Right.
And OCA has 5 seniors. And you're seeing what's coming up for Seven Rivers. I mean, the backfield is all coming back. The wide receivers are coming back. Most of the line is coming back except for 1 player for Seven Rivers. A good one, by the way, but they should be able to replace him. And this is going to be a good team going forward. Daniel Young doing the kicking duties. See if he tries another onside. And they do.
Yeah, good job by Seven Rivers.
That was a good one there.
You know, that's the one thing that you didn't see OCA do on those kickoffs. I mean, as a receiving team, you can move forward and get the football, and that was a good job by Seven Rivers. I think sometimes you get caught up in that 10-yard thing, and you know, and sometimes you see him wait. I mean, if it's especially when you're doing that slow roller like that, if you got a guy you trust, a kid you trust, you go get that ball and get on it.
Recovery made by Matthew Taylor for the Warriors.
Yeah, good play because, you know, the defense or the kicking team is, you know, they're thinking that we got to wait for it to go 10 before we can touch it. And obviously if the guy tries to field it, you can give him a hit. But that was a good, solid play, well executed.
Victory formation for the Warriors as they take a kneel down here for the last play. And that is going to be the game. That's going to be your end here at Warrior Park where the Seven Rivers Warriors defeat the Ocala Christian Crusaders 28-8, and they get their 2nd win in a row. We'll be right back with some post-game comments right after this. You're watching high school football live on Citrus Preps.
Changing your kitchen or bath? Let the professionals at Deems Kitchen and Bath Showrooms help you update your old kitchen or bathroom. For over 33 years, the Deem family has provided quality products and services to homeowners and builders, from total remodels to changing out your countertops.
DCI Countertops is our 15,000 square foot facility for manufacturing your silestone, granite, and Corian countertops. We can provide all your countertop needs directly from the manufacturer. So for your next project, remember the professionals at Deems Kitchen and Bath Showrooms and DCI Countertops.
Don't dream it.
Deem it.
Your number one source for tile is Proline Tile of Citrus County. Their 3,000 square foot showroom has a vast selection of wall, floor, natural stone tile, glass tile, and pool tiles to satisfy even the hardest to please customer. They also have interlocking pavers, slate, and marble, as well as wood flooring. So whether you're remodeling or building the home of your dreams, Proline Tile of Citrus County can guide you to the best tile packages to meet all of your needs. Proline Tile, 7119 West Gulf to Lake Highway in Crystal River.
At Eagle Buick GMC, folks take a liking to our way of business. They love that we're family owned and family friendly. You get the best selection, the best price, and the best dealership experience. With affordable leases and incredible discounts, find what you're looking for, or we'll find it for you. And we always honor our military and veterans. Eagle Buick GMC in Homosassa, under the giant American flag.
Sweetwater Homes is the premier builder on the Nature Coast of Florida, building quality homes since 1989. Whether you are looking for a retirement community, a home with beautiful natural surroundings, or a second home, Sweetwater Homes offers it all. We have various floor plans that take advantage of our unique area here on the Nature Coast of Florida, and our custom home planning can make your dreams come true. Visit us at sweetwaterhomes.com or call 352-382-4888.
And we are back. Welcome in to Warrior Park and high school football here at Citrus Preps. I'm Mike Team along with my partner Brett Knutson. 28-8 final score here as the Seven Rivers Warriors dominate on their home field for their rival, against the rival, Ocala Christian Crusaders.
Yeah, it started off first play of the game, onside kick, and it's recovered. They marched down the field and put it in the end zone. Had an early 7-0 lead. I really think the turning point came with that Ocala Christian driving, in the second quarter, and completed pass turns into a fumble recovery, and then one play later, a little flea flicker for a touchdown, and that was really about it. Yeah. And it was domination by Seven Rivers, especially when you're talking about the line play, offense and defensive line. They were the better group, and when you're talking about 2A football, the offensive and defensive line, pretty much the same guys.
Yeah, exactly.
And so those guys really did a great job of dominating their opponent. They were, easily the better team, easily more physical. I thought they had, more talent. I mean, we talk about some of the guys who looked really good individually for seven. CJ Phillips was all over the field, did a really good job. Running the football as well. Ian Richardson, you said, we don't have the stats, but I'm assuming well over 150 or should have been. Yeah. And just, took advantage of the holes early, turned those into some nice runs, and then as those holes got bigger later in the night, turned them into big runs. Nehemiah Van did a pretty good job at quarterback. You can see why everyone's excited about him for the next 3 years. So just, up and down, it was, a good game by Seven Rivers. I mean, and Cordero caught the touchdown pass, or was it was Aguilera, I think, right?
Aguilera did, and Cordero.
Yeah.
Cordero ran for one.
Yeah, and so it's just a great night for Seven Rivers. It was their rival. It is 2 in a row, and, good for Seven Rivers the way the season has sort of completely turned around and changed in a week's time. 2 wins, they feel better about themselves, and they put forth the work during the week, the effort, stuck to it. When you're 0-5 and you got a couple guys nicked up and 12 or 13 players, it's sometimes easy to say, I don't know. I mean, but they haven't quit, and have been rewarded now with 2 straight wins and looking to make it 3 straight next week.
It was a good game for the Seven Rivers Warriors, and they'll go on and play next week. And we'll be at our game of the week, which will be Inverness and Nature Coast, and a big district battle there as Inverness barely squeaked by Hernando. Nature Coast, we don't have a score for that, but
they won big at Weeki-Wachee,
okay.
So they're in very good shape, and so that will be for first place in the district. Both teams are undefeated in district play, so that will be a huge one next week at Citrus High School. That's where we will be. Won't get a final before we go off the air tonight, but Denellen has made a heck of a comeback against Madison County. It's 47-35 with about a minute to go in that one, almost about to go final, but pretty impressive, and actually it just now has gone final. Madison County does pick up the victory 47-35, the first loss of the year for the Denellen Tigers. Citrus remains perfect on the year as they are 8-0 going into their home game next week against Nature Coast. That'll be a fun one.
Thunk it with Robert O'Brien.
Yeah,
Coach,
I mean,
coach.
I think, and he said it to us, and I heard a couple of other coaches sort of mention this is a talented Citrus team, and I just don't think they mentally were ever able to get over the beginning of the year last year. You know, the death of a teammate, and it just, I won't say it sabotaged their season, but it certainly changed the course of it. And, you know, you look at the talented guys they have back and the defense they have, you know, I get it probably shouldn't be a huge surprise. Factor that in with, I'll keep using the word Coach O'Brien used, favorable schedule. Yeah. The favorable schedule the first 7 weeks. They beat up the teams they were supposed to. They got tested tonight, and, you know, down by 3 in the fourth quarter. They put together a drive that wins the game, and no question next week will be the ultimate test. It's Nature Coast, who's been, you know, the premier football program in Citrus and Hernando County for the past, you know, going on 10 years now. I mean, I know Hernando, I think, put the end to the district championships. Remember, it was Citrus 2 years ago that beat Nature Coast.
Right. That
was the district winning streak that was stopped by Citrus High, and there's still a few Hurricane players that I'm sure remember that game and played in that game. Connor Bishop is one of them. So I don't think there's going to be any intimidation with Nature Coast, especially when they've got a couple of, you know, dings on the record with some losses. But that should be a pretty fun football game to watch. And if you can't get out there, it'll be live stream on YouTube. We're looking forward to it.
Yeah, we are. Can't wait for that one from Warrior Park. For Mike Deem, I'm sorry, for Brett Newsom and Mike Deem, this is 28-8 final score here. Warrior Park, 7 members Warriors beat the Crusaders. We'll see you next week from Inverness for the big Inverness and Nature Coast battle. See you then.